Welcome to Office of, a clubhouse for sharp takes on confidence, drive, and being a solid man. This is a place for unfiltered stories, questions get answered, and new ones get asked with some of today's most fascinating guys. This is your space, your story, your rules. Come on in. The door is open. Today on Office of, we've got Gianluca Conte, better known to his 11 million TikTok followers as QCP. QCP is the Queen City Prince. He's the guy who can scream, "Yes, BETCh," while whipping up pasta, and somehow, while doing so, you make Italian food look even better. From growing up, slinging plates in your dad's restaurants, to breaking the internet one carb at a time, you've built this amazing viral empire that's equal parts comedy, it's equal parts chaos, and it's really awesome energy. And he's serving it all up in your recently published book. Here, we're talking childhood kitchens, we're talking internet fame, identity, and where you're taking this whole thing next. Welcome, welcome, welcome.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Do you like doing podcasts?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it's nice to have another side of something, you know, not just what you see on the phone.
I know. It's interesting.
Even though people will see it on the phone, but still, you know, it's different.
I want to back it up because I'm always fascinated what people are like as kids. What were you like as a kid? Were you a curious kid? Were you a weird kid?
Honestly, I was like weirdly just super level-headed, but I know I always wanted to entertain somewhat in the where I was, but with a balance. You know, I wasn't obnoxious, but like I was always getting in trouble in class. Always just I was that kid that was always just like didn't really care to be there, but just wanted to make the best out of it, I guess.
Yeah.
In elementary, middle, high school, college, it was the same. And that's where I kind of knew I was like, I need to do something with that.
Was humor and I guess getting people to laugh your superpower?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Honestly, yeah. And honestly, like a lot of people say with comedy, it's a hard thing. It's a really, really difficult thing. And I think like humor can come with just somewhat of intellect, I guess. Being like comedic timing, I think, is a part of just understanding your surroundings and kind of like not pressing buttons and hitting things, you know?
Totally. Your father still owns 4 restaurants in Charlotte, right? And they're still operating?
Absolutely. Yeah, they're incredible. And he's still evolving them to this day. We're working together a bit too now, which is pretty cool.
What's the working relationship like now?
I mean, honestly, it's like he recognizes how much I've experienced being in the food space and like traveling and trying restaurants all over. And he's opening up his ears more to my opinion on subjects. Because it's like, you can imagine the guy's got 4 Italian restaurants, all 4 of them, or I guess one of them opened in 2017, but he's had like 12.
Wow.
Like in total.
Wow.
Trial and error, different locations, all over the place. But now having 4 solid restaurants that are doing incredible all the time and have been for 20, 25 years, how could you really listen to anyone?
Yeah,
You're like, I'm good, right? And
Yeah.
then I'm like, there's levels to this shit, Dad. You know, and he's like, you're right. But it took a long time and mutually, just to kind of get to this point of like, how can we help each other out? You know? So they're very, very successful. And
you grew up in the restaurant world, kind of?
I didn't start working until I was like 15. I started making pizza. My first job was being a pizza chef at one of my dad's restaurants, Mezzanotte in Charlotte, and that was pretty fun. I remember like I had some girls like from my school come in and like order a pizza, and I'm sitting there making it for them, and I was like, this is hilarious. I didn't do that for that long. It was like, during the summer or something. Then I didn't go back to work there until after I had left college. I did 1 year in college, UNC Wilmington, North Carolina.
Oh, nice.
From there, I kind of realized I needed to do something else. I was making music in high school, college, and then I was just like, I needed to do this entertaining business somehow, some way. That was when I went back home, was working at my dad's restaurants. I was like a host.
I get it.
But I wasn't. I was doing everything because it's like my dad wanted me to be mini boss and just go check things, I'm still serving tables, and then I serve tables at lunch and stuff. But that probably lasted like 6 months before my TikTok started taking off, and then I kind of was like peace, I'm out. Like,
You're like, I'm running with
ironically, I had
this.
my first video like blow up while I was at work, and I think I gained like 15 or 20,000 followers in a span of like 2 hours while I was at work, and I was
Wild.
walking around like, it's it, guys, I'm out.
Yeah, this is my
like,
last day.
Yeah, they're like, okay, whatever. I'm pretty sure I told everyone in the kitchen I'd give them $1,000 each or something like that, like next Christmas, and I haven't yet. And now I will to the one. There was like 2 guys that are still there.
I love that.
Since then, from like 2019. So it was like, and he's like, oh, it's okay. I was like, I'm gonna pay it. I got you.
Did your dad instill? Either your dad or the restaurant industry instill a strong work ethic? Because we're gonna get into exactly what it is that you do now, but your roots are in the restaurant, in hospitality,
100%,
arguably.
100%. Yeah, I mean, I completely can compare the restaurant industry, hospitality in general, to what I do on the internet, because it's the same thing. It's like people, when they come and watch your videos, it's like they're going into your restaurant. It's like they're watching. You're going into an art gallery, whatever you want to compare it to.
Yeah.
It's like there's an experience there,
Yeah.
and how people feel is it's what you offer is how people feel, and I'm giving this experience, and so does my dad, and he's super. He's talking to everybody. He says the same stuff to it's just like he's just a dude from Italy. It's just, how's everything tonight? It's all good, and they're all just like, we loved it because the product is incredible. So it's like it's such a cool experience, and I can totally say it's comparable. And the restaurant industry 1,000% built me up to be able to do this, because like I remember dealing with. I remember one of my coworkers at the time had like this table of 10 ladies that were super, like, I don't know, they were just crazy, and they were mean, and they were being so mean to her, and she was like practically crying, was like, I don't even want to go back to that table. And then I went and just handled all of it and just kind of like tried to get them to calm down.
How did you do that? How did you actually do that? Because I think disarming people and getting people to like breathe or let go of their like hate, that's not an easy thing to do.
Yeah, I mean, it's just coming in at like, at a level-headed, just like, hey, this is what's going on. Let's relax. We're working on fixing this as soon as we can. Can we offer you a glass of champagne? Whatever it is to kind of diffuse. And that, I mean, those experiences just within the 6 months or 8 months or whatever it was that I was working there, when I was 19. So this was like, it was a good time too, because it was in between me leaving school and trying to pursue something else. So it's like time to mature. So it was a very good life lesson to work in hospitality before moving on to the real world. And I swear experiencing that can give you, I mean, years of experience for life, like just life experience, compared to obviously what you could get in. You can't really learn much of that in school. You got to experience it,
Were you always QCP, or like was that a nickname that you had growing up, or is QCP the character that you've created and that is what you are now known for? Like, where did this, and I know what it stands for and you can tell us the story behind it, but where and when did QCP actually start? Where were you in your life? So
in high school, I was the rapper at my school. So it's crazy to hear. I had a song called YOLO in high school that got like 120,000 streams on Spotify, which was pretty crazy in 2016, 2017. Me and my buddies were all like making a rap song as a joke, like one night, just like sleepover.
Yeah.
And I was like, I did way better than them. You know, I was like, let me do that. Let me try this again. And then I made another song, and then I started making music. I started making music with another friend from my high school. Kept going and going and going. We just kept making music. I've got a little track record in music from high school. So this is pre-social media. So that was also where the entertainment thing came to be.
Yeah.
I performed at my junior prom.
Oh, you did it.
Junior year
You were doing
prom.
it.
Yeah, I performed at my senior prom. I mean, the whole crowd was like screaming the lyrics. They're like, my Catholic high school principal's telling me, do not curse. And I was like, that's okay. And everyone was cursing for me in the crowd, like, because they all knew the words. It was awesome. And like, that brought me into, well, ironically, the QCP thing came from, it was super random. But at first I was Schoolboy P like Schoolboy Q, which is super random. But the P derived from a nickname Puka, which is so random. But my name is Gianluca. They called me Puka. Don't know why. Then QCP actually is Queen City Puka, but it doesn't really make sense to like describe that. So I kind of just like was like Queen City Prince, easier, sounds better. But my buddy, like one of my best friends, just like randomly said it while we were playing Xbox, like QCP, and I was like, you know what, that looks cool. I like the way that it looks. I was like, fuck it, let's hold on to it. And then I started making content to promote the music. That ended up shifting into other content fast, like immediately. I didn't really promote my music at all, and I just stopped.
Did you think music was an avenue you were actually going to go down? Like, was that
100%.
something you were stoked about?
Yeah, 1,000%.
And
yeah.
why did it stop? Why did it fail?
Ironically, it's like nothing went wrong, it was good. I kept getting better, and like I had really good music that people loved, and then it just kind of was like the content I started making was doing so well that I was like, I just need to make content, and then I can come back to this whenever. It's been 5 years and I haven't, but I will for sure.
Maybe come out with a rap album.
What I want to do is drop like a insane music video just randomly, because I have like almost 9 million subscribers on YouTube. So I'm like, if I just come out out of nowhere with a really good song about pasta or something, like it's got to do good, right? I don't know.
And then so you transitioned from music into content creation, and the focus of your content creation, which is hilarious and so well edited, and you really stand out in a sea of millions of content creators. It's not easy to stand out.
Yeah.
But how did you go from music to the realm of food? Was it because of the restaurants that you grew up going to? Was it because there was a niche in the market? Like, how did you get into the food space?
I think it wasn't until, I might have been 500 or 600 videos in before I made a cooking video.
Really?
Yeah. So I had,
and those were all music-related videos, pretty much?
No, it was like skits.
Yeah.
Like I was just goofing around, just ADHD. I'd get home from work and just like literally prop up the phone and just start spazzing out.
Yeah.
And like that was my content. And I had a ton of really viral videos too prior to cooking. And I think I probably had around like 600,000 or 700,000 followers on TikTok before I made my first cooking video. Then I was like home alone one day, was a little hungry. I was barely cooking ever at all. My mom is a great chef, and so is my dad. I never had to cook, never cared to. Also had the restaurants. I'd get takeout all the time. So I just made like a penne pasta with an undershirt, a gold chain, and just was pretending that I was from Jersey. How you doing? It's John from the Jersey Shore. Like, I'm gonna make some pasta today. Like, just like obnoxious. Like, if I go look at the videos, if I look at my first ever viral video, and it's actually, I think, still the most viewed video I have on TikTok, I can't watch it.
It makes
I'm
you
like,
cringe?
holy shit. Yeah. So, I mean, that was like what kickstarted it. I think I made one cooking video. It did well. Maybe like 2 million views. I was like, that's great. And then I was on vacation with my dad or something, and I remember having a little standstill in my content, and I was like, what can we do here? And then when I got home, I was like, I gotta make another cooking video. I made a second one. It did well. And then I think the third one got like 30 million views, 5 million likes this was in like January or December 2019. And back then, 5 million likes on a video was not normal. So it's like, this was viral all over the internet. Like, there's not that many people even using TikTok at this point. Like, it's just starting to boom. This is pre-COVID. Then once COVID hit and it started booming a lot more, it was like a matter of months. I think in April of 2020, I moved to LA. That was an interesting experience for sure.
Did you move to LA
for content?
You did?
Yeah, 100%. So like the second I started actually making a little bit of money from it, I was like, it was kind of like when it started doing really well, I stopped going to, I was in community college too, just to, for the comfort, like that, I was still in school and working at my dad's restaurants. Once the content started kind of doing well, I stopped doing community college, just focused on work.
Yeah.
Then once I started making more money than I was at work from content, then I stopped going to work. And then it was like maybe 2-3 more months, then I went off to LA. And from there, I spent probably 4 or 5 months, like from my first cooking video to this point, of kind of denial, just like, is this really what I'm going to do? Is just the cooking content? But like, damn, it's working every time. Like, why would I not?
Yeah.
And then eventually I just like woke up and it was like, okay, let me just actually develop this. Let me make this something good. And I mean, if I look at my cooking content like every year, it's so different. It's better, easier to watch, more universal, more fun, like includes so much more. I used to be just way more vulgar, like nasty shit. I would spit all over the place and like just break shit. And, you know, I'm like, okay, let me settle down a little bit, get a little more classy and make this entertaining and have people enjoy this everywhere.
If you could describe the character QCP, like who is he? Does he still have the reference from Jersey from that one of the first videos that you did?
Yeah, I mean, I think the energy is still there.
Yeah.
I think that's the most important part is just the energy. It's just being it's like who wants to see anything other than like something awesome, you know?
Totally.
And it's like I gotta be there too mentally. Like I cannot film content unless I'm there.
And what does that actually mean for you unless you're there? Like, is it the right headspace?
100%. Yeah. I mean, everything in my life has to be going very smooth. If it's not, so I'm so blessed that in order for me to work, I have to be so content with my life. So it's like, it's one of the best trade-offs because, you know, I mean, a lot of people could go to work and not really, you know, you kind of can go and like severance, and you come out and it doesn't really matter, and you got everything done, and like you can get your work done in different headspaces. For me, I can't. It's not like getting behind a computer and completing a task. It's like I have to be so present because 90% of the time it's unscripted. It's completely just off the rip. Like we have a dish and I make it, and everything that happens in between making it is just what happens. And I have to be extremely creative to make something like viral just by chance, you know? It's a lot different when we go and we film a video in the Empire State Building. You know, it's like that is such a unique experience. Like that's what makes content very, very difficult, is to deliver a unique experience every single time. And like if you're making a video in your kitchen every single day or in the same place every day, people see it and they scroll. They're out. But if all of a sudden you're in a new location, you're doing this, you're with another person, that's what keeps it fresh, you know?
What happens if you're not in that headspace? Because that's tricky.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, and you are blessed to be able to do what you do and be in the right headspace. But can you look back on content that you've created and you're like, oh, my head wasn't there?
Yeah, and I mean, but luckily the only reason that it would still be there is that it did well. I've definitely gotten away with like getting work done without being all there. But most of the time it's usually in an environment that something else makes up for it. You know, like I said, like the location or maybe some crazy object that we have, like something that just creates more than me creating whatever I can. But I try to avoid that as much as I can. I don't want to put out anything without being all the way there. You know?
What about the times when you just genuinely don't want to step into character? Like when you're...
I mean, a lot of times it ends up being just denial and I don't feel like doing it. Or it's not that I don't feel like doing it. I just don't feel as best as I could. And it's like you already made the effort to start. Like, let's just see how it goes. Film the whole video, have some sort of sparks of hope. Me and my friend who films with me, we're just like convincing ourselves that we've got, it's good enough, right? And then I edit it, and then I post it, and I'm like, this is garbage, and I delete it.
Gone. Delete it.
Yeah. And it's crazy because a lot of people will, oh my God, like, you can't delete content. Like, no, or like archive. I'm like, no, I will, it'll be gone, and no one will have any idea, and no one even asks. It's like I might have 27 million followers across the internet. It doesn't matter. No one says anything. It's like they'll enjoy it, and then all of a sudden it's gone. And what are they gonna? They're really like no one's messaging me like, "Where's that video?" Like which is great. I'm like, my fans are cool. Like they don't care that much. They enjoy what's there, and then if not, they're just like whatever.
Do you have a favorite video that you've done?
Yeah, I mean, I've got, there's this kid, Kian. He's a huge chef. I mean, he's got almost like 7 million followers on Instagram. And him and I have done a few videos, more like mini movies, skits. And those, I mean, it's one of these things that like, when we film it, I know it's going to be great.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden when I'm editing it, I'm like, this is going to be really, really good. And then by the end of it, it's like, I don't even know how many views this is going to get. And then we have like multiple, I think me and him have maybe 1.5 billion views in 5 videos.
That's insane.
On YouTube.
That's
5.
insane.
You know, it's like 260 million, 175 million, 85 million, 75 million, like just on YouTube. And then if I bring the other platform, it's like insane. And that feeling of like knowing that I created something that is going to be, it's not just like, there's some content where I say I got my job done, and then there's some content where it's like, this is going to push me a lot further. This is going to do really well. Now it's about how do I put that out every single time. That requires more planning, more
For sure.
patience, structure, schedule. That's kind of like what I'm in battle with right now.
What happens when it comes down to people expecting, because we're chatting now, I've watched a bunch of your interviews that you've done that are not necessarily when you're in character for QCP. Do people expect you to be this online version of yourself in real life? Because you're not.
Somewhat. I mean, I think with the evolution of the content, it's become more and more like me than how it was originally, I guess. Because if I were to, like I said, like if I look at my content throughout the years, that, oh my God, it was so cringy because it was so played up.
Mm-hmm.
Now it's like becoming more and more and more and more calculated. So now it's getting closer to being me than not anymore. And I think that's the beauty of it, because also like people don't really, it's very rare. Usually it's like somebody that hasn't seen my videos maybe in like 2-3 years, that all they remember is me saying like, how you doing? Today we're going to make some pasta. And then they meet me and then they're like, where's your accent? But then now I have a lot less of an accent going on in the video. It's more just like chaos. And now I have less and less and less people confused when they meet me that there's no accent or something. But that used to happen to me a lot.
Your videos are certainly chaotic, but chaotic in I think sort of the best way. What are you like when the camera's not rolling?
I mean, it depends. Like I've got ADHD out the ass. I really tame it down. But I mean, my daily routine is pretty simple. It's like I wake up, I got 2 dogs, feed the dogs, get to the gym, pump the caffeine, like pre-workout, have an incredible workout. The workout is same with my dad. Like he works out every single day, and he has. I mean, I aspire to be on that level of work ethic because he gets up, he goes to the gym, no matter what. He's always doing it. He goes to work every single day. It's his restaurant, so he doesn't have to, but he goes to all 4 restaurants nearly every single day and enjoys the fruits of life, elsewhere. And I'm really jealous of that, and I aspire to be there. But I go to the gym, come home. If I don't feel good, then what can I do? I like going back to what I said about just like my mental health has to be there. I mean, I'll get home and it's just kind of like I think I can film today, and then if not, I just don't.
Mental health wise, how do you take care of your mind?
I mean, honestly, I get so damaged from conflict in general. So I've really it hasn't been until maybe this year that I've cleared out almost everything I can to be able to have just a clear mind at all times. Conflicts come, everything comes, but like there's a lot of things that you can control and there's plenty that you can't. For the things you can control, to me, I think it's so important to do whatever you can to get those things in check, to get everything in line, feel good about your life as best as you can. I mean, health affects mental health more than anything. And a lot of people need to, remind themselves that how you feel will be how you feel. And, I mean, it's something that, like I said, if I can't, I can't work. I can't work unless everything is in check. And shit happens. Like I remember, like one of my best friends died, and I was like, I'm like, I got days here of just like, but I know like that things, it takes time to recover from many things, and sometimes, I mean, shit, I could be on the way to the grocery store and get pulled over by a cop and get a ticket, and then I'm done. My day's cooked.
Yeah.
It's over.
Yeah. Do you thrive in a structured environment?
I like my goal is definitely to have some sort of this like structured, unstructured environment with content. Because either way, like I said, if we're going to the Empire State Building, like there's so much else that's going on outside of just me cooking.
Mm-hmm.
Now it's about like how well do you pair with it. So it's like we have concepts in mind, and that's it. The rest is history. We go in and we just go. And the pressure's on. It's like let's do this, and we do it, and we roll.
You have a super soft side to you that really comes out when you speak, for sure. What do you think is sort of one of the biggest misconceptions that people have about you?
No, I think people might be a little intimidated by just how much energy I put out in the content. That I can see sometimes when people come up and say hi to me that they're like really scared, and then I'm like, "What's up, man?" And then they're like, "Okay, what's up?" And it's I think that might be the most common misconception, is just that high level energy being. I mean, I can be like that, but it's not like that always.
What do you like in a relationship? Are you in a relationship?
I'm single currently.
You are single.
Yeah, but I mean, I have so much to offer that it's so hard. I can't be in a relationship right now. Like I can't, because it's like, and I've been in a relationship recently. I was in one like 2 years ago, was with somebody, we broke up, got back together. And then I really realized, it was like, wow, like I need to save this for when I can really let it all out. Like really just be able to be fully myself and be there fully for that person and be able to actually be together at all times and do everything together, but I can't right now. It's like with the pace of my life and work, it's like that'll definitely slow down when I have more control.
Yeah.
But in the meantime, it's like I got shit to do, and like I can't start saying no to this and that. I think about like the micromanagement. I'm like, I need to like fart freely, like I don't want to have to think about like I'm gonna be respectful. Like I can't. No, right now I got to do whatever the fuck, whatever I want. So
what do you think your ex-girlfriends would say about you?
I mean, nothing but great things, and I'd say the same for not all of them, but my most recent one for sure, 100%. We still have a great friendship and had an incredible relationship, and I mean, I don't know. Maybe we'll ask. We'll call her.
We should ask her. I want to know a little bit about. Well, before we get into the book, is going viral as important now to you and your business as it was back then? Like, does going viral still matter as much as it once did?
100%. Yeah. I mean, it honestly depends on like your category. I mean, if you're in like for women's like beauty, like if you're doing like makeup and stuff like that, and it's more niche, like you don't got to go viral every single time. Like you'll get a ton of brands that want to work with you because you have a community, For me, it's like I set a standard so high for myself that I don't really want to. I mean, it's very important when it comes, like the brands that we work with now. It's like we're doing things on a massive scale, and there's no room for it anymore, for it to just be like relaxed, chill recipe content. I just can't do that anymore because it's such a saturated space. There's so many people making food videos. How am I really going to stand out if I just make carbonara?
Right.
Like, yeah, I have many times in the past been able to create virality with normal cooking because of all the in between, because of all the fun shit that I do, and I come up with it here and there. But like I said, I mean, people have seen me in my kitchen doing the same thing for a long time. And there's a reason why people hit a point in content and they plateau. And that's a part of it. It's just people see you doing the same thing over and over and over. Why? Like, you'll get new fans. It's like, people don't understand too. I lose thousands of followers a day, thousands, and I'll gain like a little more. So it's like, in the last 60 days or 30 days on Instagram, I've probably lost 40 to 50,000 followers.
Why?
It's just the motion of the internet. It's like you post content, people see you, and they decide they don't want to follow you anymore.
That's right. I mean, from a Instagram user, I
Right.
feel the exact same way about people. And it's not that they did anything.
No.
I might just be bored of seeing
I
them.
mean, look, it is
I don't
what it
even
is.
know them.
It's like, it's a
Time to go.
business. It's a business. Like, people go to eat at my dad's restaurants, and maybe they had one meal that they didn't love as much as the other, and they never came back.
Yeah.
And it's the same with me. It's like, people come and I think about that too. Like, that's why when I post content, sometimes putting yourself out of body and looking at your content from a third person as best as you can is what makes it work. You know, it's like, when I edit it in this way of like, it's not about what I think. It's like, I get it all done, and it's, I think, more of in the mind of the viewer than anyone else. And that sometimes leads to me being like, you know, if some supermodel was just looking at this video, she'd be like, maybe, right? To me, I'm thinking like, you know, this video's a little much. Like, I shouldn't have said that, or I did a little too much there. And then I'm just like, I don't like it. And I get rid of it. So like 4 or 5 hours of work just down the drain. Just,
You can get in your head.
and I don't care. Yeah, I get it. But I get in my head. It's usually in the right way. It's not like I'm like, the trajectory of views is pretty predictable. And I always tell myself too, like, if I were to make a video with, I mean, anybody, like someone, you know, like a president, or like someone that's just so notable that content, like that video will go viral. You know, it will.
It will.
100%, no matter what. So it's like, how can I create content that's going to just do that well every single time? And it's hard. It's very, very hard. But it's even harder when I just go to the grocery store, get ingredients, come home, and just sit there and just go, yeah, let's go. You know,
I totally hear you.
It's like a 25% chance now
hear
that it
you.
does well, and that's what I'm really trying to work on is just having more structure, building up that side of planning, you know, but to make it either way, like, you're gonna get an even better experience, you know. Whether it's like, people can ask ChatGPT for recipes. You guys don't need recipes anymore. Cookbooks are cool though, because that is like having actually a physical piece is such a different experience. I mean, opening up a cookbook and setting it down in like a little cookbook stand and cooking a recipe. I mean, I have people all the time just like sending me photos of them cooking my recipes. And I'm
Totally.
like,
I mean, I can
it's
only
super cool.
imagine, because your business is predominantly digital first. I mean, everything's technologically related.
Right.
Your phone to your edit to your computer to being on your device. How important was it to put out this cookbook, and why did you decide to do it?
I mean, what an experience, honestly.
Was it the hardest thing you've done? People have said
100%.
that putting out a book is by far the most challenging
100%.
thing that they've ever done.
So much anxiety, so much just like,
Were you a wreck?
I mean, kind of, yeah, because it's like the timelines, everything is moving so quickly. All of a sudden, it's like, you know, you start the project and you're like, this isn't coming out for a year and a half.
Yeah.
Like, whatever.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, you're like, shit, like, this is about to get crazy. And I mean, also there's like details where it's like, obviously you have a team of recipe developers helping like actually test all the recipes, because like, I don't measure olive oil and garlic. It's Italians don't do that, you know? So it's like, we need to actually like put this on paper, and that process and everything there's a lot of anxiety, because it's like, I can't be it would take me 5 years if I did it by myself.
Totally.
So it's like, you have people helping, and that gives you anxiety, because it's like, you don't know how well they're doing at it. And then finally, it's like, after everything was said and done, I was like, dude, relax.
Yeah.
Like, it did great. Like, everyone loves it. Like, chill out. But I mean, whatever. It's just setting, a high standard, and there's a lot of really cool details in there, like the flags in the corner. So
Yes.
the Italian
Yes.
or American flag indicating whether it's an authentic Italian or Italian American dish.
Well, I know the title's Italian American, and I know the slash is important, right?
Yeah, because it's just kind of, it's both. It's like Italian American, also Italian dishes. It's super interesting. I mean, the whole process too, like this cookbook cover, people don't know I'm laying in spaghetti and meatballs.
Are you really?
Yeah, like I'm literally laying in spaghetti and meatballs.
Oh, I totally thought that would have been superimposed.
This was like maybe 6 months before like AI started getting popular, which is pretty funny.
What was actually shooting the cover like?
It was awesome. One of my best friends who actually told me to download TikTok originally, he's a photographer. Shout out to Stowe. He is a beast. Used to live here. He, I flew him out to LA. I was like, so I mean, originally I had a different concept for the cover. My sister shot all the photos in the book too. She's a great photographer. Originally I wanted to do this thing where I was like holding a dish, and like almost like half of the dish was like Italian, authentic Italian version. The other half was like, I don't know, something along the lines of like lasagna, kind of like a half, and I don't know. And then having the background split between almost like New York City and Italy. Sort of this like blended cover.
I get it.
I was very optimistic, but it was like logistically impossible. Then the publishing company was just kind of like, we got to just, take a photo from one of our shoots, like just from one of the shoots that we did in like the studio or from my house. And I was like, absolutely not. Like I'm not settling for just some random photo. Like this is the cover.
Yeah.
Like this is what people are going to see in the store. Like
It's what invites people in.
literally. And I think I ended up spending a bunch of money out of pocket. Was just like, I didn't care. I was like, guys, because they covered a lot too that they usually don't, which was I'm really grateful for that. So this was like, I was like, hey, can we please shoot this other cover? And they're like, I mean, we've done as much as we could. So I had to pay
we ran
for
out
it.
of money.
Yeah, no, literally, we couldn't budget it. And so then, I mean, yeah, I went through and we made that happen. I had my buddy shoot it. We did it all together. It was awesome. And, I mean, the details are great. I put a QR code on every single page that has a video of me talking about the dish.
What was it like when you saw the book for the first time?
I mean, it still doesn't feel real. It still doesn't feel real at all.
What is
It's
it?
pretty
Did you
crazy.
ever think you'd have something like this?
No, not at all. And before my dad, no.
Before your
Yeah,
dad.
which is crazy.
I know.
And I mean, I've got a ton of recipes that like he serves in the restaurants too. Probably all of them in there, which is hilarious. I mean, he helped me a lot too with the book. My sister did a ton of help too. It's a long. I mean, there was no Chat GPT.
No.
Chat GPT. But people, I literally was like, you know what? One day I was like raging. I was like thinking about this, and I was like, make me 100 recipe Italian cookbook, right?
Done it.
And then it kind of was like, here's 6. And
Yeah.
I was like, I want 100. And then it was like, okay, like let's break it down by category. It was like, you can generate a full cookbook that's probably going to be pretty accurate. And I'm like, thank God I didn't have that.
Oh,
And the same with school and so forth. I'm glad that I didn't have
You did it the real
ChatGPT.
way.
Yeah. So I'm proud of that. One of the hardest part actually of this whole cookbook experience was my book came out on the same day as Benny Blanco. So his book, I mean, we're like texting each other. He's like, good luck. And I'm just like, dude, I'm fucked. I'm so fucked. And then like I got like addicted to looking at the rankings on Amazon of the book. And I mean, I think the highest I got, like the best I got was like 2,800 or something in all books. And like, it's pretty good. That probably just like meant I sold like a good amount on that day. And then I remember just keeping track of Benny's like there's a chance here, like I could get I could be a bestseller. It's possible. Like I'm kind of like, maybe if I get lucky that there aren't any other books, the whole New York Times bestseller thing is like a crazy thing. Like,
Well, it also depends on what books are released that day, right?
Right. So it's like that, and then people get like a dagger on their name if there's like a suspicious amount of like purchased copies, but they still get bestseller. So it's like I'm like, at least I didn't have a dagger. Well, I didn't make the list to begin with, but when it came out, I remember, I mean, like Selena Gomez posting a photo. It was like his like a cake of his cover. I'm like, oh, I'm done. And he was like number 3 on Amazon or something of all books. And I was like, damn. I remember
like,
I even texted him. I was kind of just like, how'd you get that discount on your book, man? Like that's got to be helping a lot. Then all of a sudden, like 10, 15 minutes later, a discount appeared on my book. And I was like, you know someone at Amazon? I was like, what's going on here? I don't know, but it was a really fun experience. It was also cool to be able to like shoot a bunch of content with him, and we made, promoting our cookbooks together. And he's epic. Is
he a good dude?
He's such a good guy. Yeah, Benny's the coolest dude. And I mean, I think like I went to his house like a few times. I mean, so hospitable. Like he loves doing. I never have had like a sit down dinner or anything. Like we just shot content and like hung out a little, but. I mean, he released this book, collabed with like every cooking creator, and then just kind of like wiped it all away. It was just like I did it, bestseller. It was so impressive, to just hit a little side quest, just max it out, do so well. I'm sure he's still selling a ton of books because like once you get that high ranking on Amazon, like you kind of just like you hover.
What are you gonna do with all of this? Like you have a book, you are an amazing content creator. You're now sort of in the cooking, not the cooking creator world, because that's exactly what you do, but I think people do come to you for recipes. You situated yourself sort of as this comic in a really crowded space.
Yeah.
What on earth are you going to do next?
I mean, it's a great question because it's been, I mean, for years, people have asked the same question, just like, what next? And it's always been this conversation of like, where do you pivot? Do you pivot into acting? Do you pivot into, back to music? Like you got to do something legit. It's always kind of like, that's kind of like the thing in mind because it doesn't feel real yet that social media is so strong. And I think that's where I sort of trust the process of where social media is going and just staying with it. It's like, it's still an exponential climb, so it's like nothing's slowed down at all. And like people also don't know, like some people only use TikTok, and they haven't seen me on their For You page since like COVID, and they think I'm just not doing anything anymore. And I'm like, I'm still doing everything even better than I was.
You're like, hit
and
that follow button and see.
Yeah, I'm like, but that's a part of it. It's like, I mean, I believe in the trajectory of social media as a whole. I mean, once I model, as I told you earlier, and I mean, once I found out sort of like how much the highest paid models, not famous models, but like highest paid models are making, and the same with actors too. If you're not like the top 50 actors in the world, like I was like, it's not worth it. I'm like, I'm doing way better in social media. Why would I pivot? And that's the truth of matter. And like, oh my God, there's so many people making so much money on social media, like from the most random things. There's people that go live on TikTok Shop.
It's amazing.
Or go live and they sell shop products. And I've heard crazy stories of people making like millions selling like a dog vacuum.
What? I
it's
mean,
insane.
You are in a similar space. What have you learned about yourself as an entrepreneur? Because you created this all for yourself, and you're running the ship and you're running the show, and I'm sure it's not easy to do. And for somebody who can, like you said, get in their head about things from
Right.
time to time, without having a lot of structure, I'm sure it gets fucking confusing.
It 100% can. I mean, financially too. Like I'm young. I like to spend my money, but it's still business. So it's like we're traveling. I love to just travel constantly because I told you I can't be seen just doing the same thing every single time. Like let's go get a crazy Airbnb somewhere. Like I go to Joshua Tree quite frequently outside of LA just to retreat. And I'll get a sick Airbnb.
Do you turn everything off? Is Joshua Tree like your get
oh,
away
100%,
from me?
100%. And that, I mean, that has been a blessing because it's like we go. Usually, I'm like every 2 to 3 months, sometimes a little more. Always hit you always hit something. You hit a roadblock. This happens to every creator, but to power through it is obviously the hardest part. And believing in yourself, knowing that it's not over, knowing that like this is still the same as it was. Nothing's changed. Don't let one video bring you down. Don't let two. I think the best thing that ever happened to me in content was I posted, man, like once or twice in 3 weeks, I think, which is very unlike me. I think right now I post like 1 to 2 times a week, sometimes 3. It just depends. Quality over quantity at this point. But during that period, I kind of finally hit this like level of acceptance of like, dude, you've been doing this for a long enough time for it not to be that big of a deal, right? Like, am I really gonna just be forgotten about? And then we started getting like brands hitting us up again. It was kind of like a dry spell. I didn't have much like work for a few months. This is still working just fine, you know? And that was the best experience I've ever had, because a lot of creators have so much anxiety about content, about cadence, and that's very important. I mean, all my, you know, my Instagram reps and TikTok reps, all these, they would always, you know, of course, say you need to pick up the cadence. But I'm like, no, I mean, at this point, after this many years, like everything I put out, it needs to be very special. You know, I need the intent needs to be there. You know, you need to know exactly what you're doing and love it for it to be received as well as, you know, as well as it can get. So there's been so many interesting, I mean, I learn every month, every 2 months. There's always some new thing that I experience in content, and it's impressive. It's like it never ends. So I'm always trying to give advice to, you know, other creators, just kind of like, look, like it doesn't stop, you know, like the problems will keep coming, but you'll keep learning. And like now I can advise. I've helped so many friends in the space, and it has turned their content around like in seconds.
And what advice are you giving them?
I mean, honestly, like if you have a talent in general, there's so many people that are incredible, you know, pianists and like painters and anything, any sort of art or talent, that they don't know how to capture it. And that's the most important part is the filming and editing. I shoot on the iPhone. I edit on the computer. I used to not. I used to edit everything on like Splice or something on the App Store on the phone. But I mean, that's the most important part. So like whenever I run into somebody or a friend that has a talent, I'm like, you need to just show it in the right way. And I mean, I had some friends where like the tiniest little advice, just I'll be like, can I just watch you edit? And then I'm like, why are you doing that? You know, don't do that. And then they're like, yeah, okay. And then they're like, da-da-da-da. And then all of a sudden it's just so much easier to watch, so much more smooth. All of a sudden that talent that they have is being showed and just way better. And then it's like that takes things just so much further. And that is still something that I'm getting better and better and better at, is just capturing that fully. But I mean, it's like I said, it's become so easy for me to advise on it. Like my dream job would be to consult.
Yeah.
Literally, like to consult for companies. We've come very close to like being a consultant, like for me being a consultant for many different, just like, you know, food company or something that they need. I'm like, if you pay me to teach you guys how to do it, like you'll save so much money on marketing, because if you know how to do it in-house, like you don't got to pay nobody, you know?
Did you ever not believe in yourself? I mean, you come across like wickedly confident and very well spoken, but I'm sure there's self-doubt. Like,
yeah, I mean, all the time.
Yeah.
You know, all the time. It's just like I don't go to any, like, I don't really, like, I talk to my sister. I have 3 sisters, and I talk to one of my sisters, like, you know, we kind of yap a bit about random stuff, and she's helped me a lot to, like, stay level-headed and kind of giving me, like, the reassurance that I need to, like, keep moving. And, I mean, I'm blessed to have my family as, like, I don't seek out the reassurance. I just, the affirmation, I guess. But they will bring it to me, and I think that's been what's great, is at least having people around me remind me of how well I've done. And to me, I'm like, whatever, you know, I'm like, okay, like I'm here to make music, you know. I'm like, I started with music, I haven't even gotten there yet, you know?
YOLO needs to be released to the world.
Yeah, exactly. So it's very interesting. I mean, it's a part of the journey and part of any business to have so much doubt. Like everybody, but I mean, in the end of the day, I don't really ask anybody for help or advice. It's like I keep that battle between me and myself, and that's where when I first really realized that this I had a pretty simple. It was a pretty simple equation in my head for knowing that this would work. And it was just like, I remember I was sitting down with my mom eating sushi somewhere in Charlotte, where I'm from. And I remember telling her, this was prior to I even having started any social media, but this was sort of me trying to convince them like that I don't need to go to school. You know, I was like, I'll go to work. Just give me a semester. Give me just a little tiny bit of time to show you that I can do it. But I told her, I said, like, in elementary school, you know, I love to make everyone laugh, and like I love to entertain the whole classroom, right? And that was well received. It was true. In the same for middle school, and then the same for high school. Then all of a sudden, I'm performing at high school. I go to college, and then I kind of told her, I was like, that was the simple math for me. That if I can learn how to show that online in the right way, then it will do well. And I had like, I think I had like 40,000 followers in 48 hours, 72 hours on TikTok in 2019. Like literally, I just started cranking content like bam, bam, bam. And I knew it. And I was super inspired by like the Vine culture. I don't know if you remember Nick Coletti.
Yeah.
Saw, dude.
Yeah.
He was like literally my inspiration. It was my senior quote in high school. And it's a pretty funny quote. And he... I mean, one of my biggest like wow moments was I was doing a Christmas video on YouTube where I dressed up as Santa and like cooked and delivered chicken parm and spaghetti to like random celebrities, and it was like some of the popular like TikTok guys. They all lived in houses together, so I kind of like bounced around, delivered a bunch of food. And I went and delivered some to him, to Nick. And I mean, this is like, he's literally the reason why I made content at all. Like that energy, like I looked up to him so much in comedy. And I arrived at his apartment, I think in somewhere, Venice or something. And I remember seeing him come down the stairs and like record me getting out of the car, and was like, yo, this is crazy. And then I was like, dude, this is crazy. Like, you have no idea. Like, I have like 20 photos, like funny photos of you on my phone. And like, I've literally been doing this like because of you. Like, I was like, it was insane. It was one of those things. And then I go inside, and I remember he was like smoking a joint or something. And like, he was like, you want to hit it? And I knew I totally shouldn't, because I was about to go to this fucking like house of like 7-8 people to go deliver the next thing. I was like, yeah. I remember I maybe puffed it like once or twice. It was just kind of like, this is insane. Like, what is going on here? And then I kind of didn't care. I just, sucked it up and went on and finished the video at the next place. But I mean, that was an incredible moment, because it's like full circle. Those full circle moments are what like really remind you. And this was like 2021 too, and I mean, I'll text him here and there and just be like, how you doing? But I mean, that's pretty crazy to like see like your idol like film a video, like record you and be like, no way. It's like weird, and very weird.
And in all of this, what have you learned about yourself?
I mean, I've learned like so much, and continue to all the time of just, I mean, I love to make people happy, like in general. It's not something that like sits on the forefront of my mind. It's just natural. And like the same with my dad, like he's a very giving person, and I'm a giving person in a different way, with giving this form of entertainment to the world. And sometimes I don't even think about really how crazy the viewership is. And I mean, I've done billions of views, and it's like, it's it's taught me that I don't know. I mean, I feel the same that I have from the beginning. But really the most important thing I've learned was and still is to just follow my own feeling. Like ultimately, like I said, it's hard for me to go to people for help, not in a bad way, not like in an unhealthy way, but just for work. You know, I get opinions here and there when it's from a reliable source, and I take what I can. But listening to myself has been the number one piece of success so far in the journey. Has been just trusting myself, and that's the hardest part for all business. You know, everyone says I failed, and then it seems to be like a repetitive thing.
I do want to know, what's one thing that you're awesome at that has nothing to do with your job?
I'm really good at helping people bring out their potential.
Yeah. How do
Yeah.
you do that though?
I mean, I think like the practice of sort of like self reassurance, you know, like really putting it on yourself, like that you're good at, you know, you're good at this, right? That journey that I had of like just it being me versus me, that's what really gave me the confidence to wake up and know what I'm doing and that it's right. And I try to relay that to people in my life. Like the second I'm actually like close with somebody as a friend or in a relationship, like I start to give them all of what I have in me. Like I like to get down to the core. I mean, like my sister, like she had a breakup recently. I was just like, I'm going to pay for your flight. Come to LA. We're going to Joshua Tree. Like I literally said, don't even think about anything until you leave. And I told her, I said, trust me, on your way out, you will care less about how long it takes to get home. You won't care about anything. You'll feel so much better just because I know her. I know what she, like, sometimes you know what someone else needs more than they do because they're so lost in the sauce. And it's hard for people to actually to believe that. So I think I have a really good sense of seeing the bright side of people and trying to help them bring out the best of it. I mean, for an example, one of my good friends, I think he was working in like a vape shop or something, and he is like a professional like scooter rider, and he also it's kind of like a handyman. Like he was just kind of doing random stuff, like would help people out, would help, you know, mount TVs and stuff for people, nothing crazy. Then one day I'm at a bar with my buddy, and he shows me, he said like, dude, look what Nick built. And I'm like, whoa, it's like this butcher block. And he said he found some, you know, found on the side of the road. I mean, I was like, damn, like this is great. And I asked him, I was like, how much? He said like 200 or something. I gave him 500 and was just like, dude, you're incredibly talented, right? I was barely friends with him either. Next day, we went back to the same bar. He came and was so grateful that I bought this from him. And I mean, for an hour, I pounded it on him. Like, you need to do this, like for a living, bro. Like, what are you doing? Like, come on, bro. Like, you're so talented. And I can't like continue on with my life or my day until I see that that's happening. You know, I'm like, I really want this for you. Like, how can I help? Right. Then all of a sudden, I started having him build me things left and right. He built me a desk. He built us a 6-person sauna. He built us, I mean, it's so funny. Just like sounds everywhere. It's hilarious. Now he's renovating houses.
It's amazing.
He's working with HGTV.
It's amazing.
It's insane. The best part is when they're grateful for it, you know? And he's so grateful for it.
Dude, thanks so much for being here. So fun to chat with you and see a different side to you. I'm going to dig into the book. I want to cook more. I'm going to consume your content. But besides that, you have a few things coming up that you're stoked about, right?
Yeah, I'm working on a product. Can't really talk much about it, but I'm also doing bringing back the merch side kind of. I'm doing crop tops that say extra virgin. And then, so t-shirts, crop tops, we're bringing back the Bon Appetit. I actually never had a Bon Appetito BETCh like apron or shirt. So I'm going to do that, which is fun. But I have some goals with that. I want to take it further, like create somewhat of a brand for it. But I think the extra virgin shirts are going to go crazy.
I can't see where this goes, dude. I really appreciate you coming on. You're
Thank you.
interesting, you're fun, and keep that energy up.
I appreciate you. Thank you so much.